What's up, guys? Episode 2 of the WOD Therapy podcast. I had to think about that for a second. We're actually really shit at this, but we're learning. This is actually episode 2.1. We did lose the original episode 2, but I mean, I'm blaming Bev for that, not us. But yeah, it's episode 2. Lots happened in the last week or so. A lot for us to catch up on. We had things like Tough Nuts. We had Elfit out in Egypt. Things going on this side of the world. So yeah, but Bev, how are you?
I'm good, actually. I feel good. I've got HYROX this weekend. That's what I've been focusing on the whole month. So I've got HYROX this weekend. Time to get dialed in and get mentally prepared and get ready for that. I'm excited. I'm pumped for the week. The training has been going well. Work has been going well. Everything's been going well. This weekend, a lot of things happened this weekend. 2 major competitions happened this weekend. We had Elfit and Tough Nuts in Mulder's Drift. What I've heard so far from Tough Nuts is it was a well-run comp. I think Oaks were waiting. This is what I heard. I might be wrong. Correct me in the comment section. The waiting time was 30 minutes in between each, so it ran pretty quickly. I think some of the guys from our box, the masters, they were done in 2 hours. 4 workouts, 2 hours done. So I've heard all good things. Well done to the guys from Rude from winning the RX, and I think Yaku Pepler, they won the masters. They won. Yeah, they won the masters division. I'm not so sure on the beginners. Then Elfit, Ruan.
Yeah. Surprised.
Well, what's your thoughts on Ruan right now? He seems to be winning everything.
Well, yeah, even though he's winning everything, still not as handsome as we are. He doesn't have a podcast. You'll like that comment. No, that's actually interesting. I was actually talking to someone that's out in Elfit this morning. I'm Reynard van der Vestes, and he came 7th overall. And we're having a bit of chat, and he even said, and I agree with him, I think at the moment in Africa in particular, I think it's Ruan's time. I think Ruan has put in the work. I mean, I've known Ru, dude, for absolute years. Like back in United, what was the comp called? United We Stand. We did that way back in the day. No, down in Durban, Durban side, yeah. And we did that together, and I've known Ru, for absolute ages, and like just to watch his story and his progress to where he is now. And I really believe it's Ruan's time at the moment. I think he's really doing incredible things. I think going into next season, owning the new gym, being a new dad, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what he brings to the table. And I know that's a challenge he'll quite enjoy. But no, I really like it. It's a good thing for him to be out there and representing South Africa, Like looking at the podium, him and then the 2 Russian guys on it. We look on the girls' side, we had the Russian girl winning, we had like Jenna Goldie coming in 3rd, another South African there. And if you look at the leaderboard as a whole, I mean, like I mentioned, we had Reynard coming in at 7th. We had a few girls like an Emma Morgan, Yolanda Taylor. Yeah, that's right. And I think Yolanda Taylor, I think she came in at 9th, if I'm not mistaken, 8th or 9th there on the girls' side, and girls like South Africans and across the board, all over Colleen won Masters over that side. So no, I really think like the standard is there, and I think we are proving it, at an African level at the moment, definitely. Even with those international guys competing there, like still proving ourselves out there and stuff. So no, listen, absolutely awesome to listen to the workouts and see the workouts on Instagram because no footage. Yeah, and that was a letdown. No footage. Having to jump on people's lives, people at the event jumping on lives, watching things. That was a little bit difficult. And like Elfit, the way it's been promoted, it promotes itself as one of the premier African competitions, and so it should be. I mean, it looks like a great comp. Those workouts looked absolutely vicious. I mean, a 75-minute time cap on that running, ski and row workout. That's something absolutely insane. So. No, that was cool, and like even like the strength workout, the way the snatch workout was balanced out was absolutely phenomenal. But again, like just that footage, you know, expose yourself. Like you're exposed to the people that are aware of the comp, the people doing the comp, but that's it. Like you're really, really limiting yourself. Like, listen, personally, my side, I'm not too sure how things like YouTube work and streaming, things like that work. But I mean, I put my head around, I don't think it would be that difficult. I don't know if your side?
No, actually, it's not that difficult. So I've got experience. I know how to live stream. So it just takes a lot of, like, it just takes effort. You know what I mean? But it's not that difficult. I mean, considering how much money they're giving away, you should set aside a budget for live streaming, you know, for streaming. There's lots of benefits to streaming an event, you know. You open yourself up, you open the competition up to potential sponsors, more eyeballs onto your competition, first of all, onto the athletes, right? There's lots of benefits to the athletes as well when the competition is actually, how do I call it, live streamed. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of financial advantages to that. That's why it's very important for some of those elite, you know, some of those competitions that say they're elite to invest in live streaming, invest in marketing, invest in social media, not only for their comp, but for the athletes, to benefit the elite athletes. You know, some of those guys that are looking for sponsors, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, Elfit, I didn't see much of it. All I did was go on Instagram lives. But yeah, from what I've seen online, good comp. But yeah, overall good comp. There's nothing, no negatives. Jenna finally got onto the podium. So, you know, it's good to see stuff like that, you know, when someone says, okay, this year, this is my year, I'm going to step on the podium. Then to see it like happen and to see her achieve her goal is something that, you know, that's not only inspiring, but motivates me as well, you know, to just put in that extra work, to set new goals. And yeah, I mean, it's very inspiring, especially for her. She inspired me this weekend, just her getting onto that podium. Same as Colleen. I mean, Colleen took first place. She's a mom, hardworking mom, owns a business, trains super hard, very inspirational. Yolanka as well. Like, it's because, like, I'm not being biased or anything, but it's only because I see how hard these women work, and I see the effort and the hours and the sacrifice that these people put in to be able to be so dominant. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to them. They did well this weekend. But last week what happened was, you asked me a question, right? And sorry, we couldn't post last week's episode because the sound was just bad. Okay, but I hope the sound is better this time around. So last week you asked me a question. What is the question again?
The problem is I asked you so many damn questions. What did I ask you? Oh, okay, now I remember actually. And actually, that's actually a good point. You know, coming out of the comps and stuff like that, and it's something I've personally experienced, something I've personally seen, and I'm sure most people, is the idea of someone owning a gym, right? You own a gym and you are an athlete at the same time. Okay. Do you believe that you can be a top competitive athlete and a coach at the same time, but not just a coach, owning your own gym? All right, and I'll throw it out there. Guys like your Josh Kuno with CTG, top athletes, has CTG now. Ruan with Root Fitness, you know, and like we said, we sang Ruan's praises earlier. But, and again, I think it's going to be quite interesting, like to see, can he run his own gym? Can he be a new dad? Can he still be the fittest man in Africa and go back to the games? You know, like, these are interesting things. And listen, I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Listen, I'm not the first person to bring it up. I'm sure guys are questioning it. The guys that are competing against Ruan are questioning it. You know, the guys are going to be hungry for it. It's like blood in the water and the sharks are swimming, you know? Yeah. But I want to know, like, on your side, and like I've seen it before where, especially when guys are the coach or guys own the box and they're competitive athletes and their programming kind of suits them to a degree, you know, it kind of skews towards that sort of side. Yeah, and not your members and stuff. Yeah, and your everyday clients, you know, like your Martha and Susan who come in at 8:30 and just want to do their mom's class and get a good sweat on. But now there's things there and there where it's like, and obviously it's CrossFit. Everything is scalable.
Yes.
Completely agree with that. But do you feel like it can be skewed? And if that's the case, do you think it's ego? Do you think, as an athlete and as a top level athlete, and I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says, you look at world champions across the board, there's ego because you have to have the ego. It drives you forward 100%. Do you think that ego plays a factor? And do you think it drives the programming? And is that a good thing or a bad thing for the gyms?
I think it does drive the programming, and I think it's 100% a bad thing for the gym. I think that's where the gym starts to suffer. That's where the business starts to suffer. You cannot program what you program for yourself to the members. You know what I mean? You have more time. How do I put this? Like, people come in there for that 1 hour. They want all your attention. They want a good workout. You know what I mean? Yes, people want PBs and whatnot. It's good to get, but let's be honest. Like, I cannot give the guys at my box the same amount of volume that I get from, let's say, my coach or wherever I'm receiving my program. It's just impossible. I cannot. All the members will be broken, injured. Just like, it'll be a shit show. I do think there is some like a huge level of like ego. Well, first of all, let me go back. Let me say this: you cannot be. I think you cannot be an elite athlete, right? And I'm losing my.
Okay, so let's break it down a bit then. All right, so I get exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this then. Can you be, in your opinion, can I be an elite athlete, okay, top of my game, and be a successful business owner at the same time? Because world champions don't have balance.
I think, yes, you can, okay? I think you can. You can be both. But you have to know what you're good at. I think if you focus on, I don't know, for an example, okay, cool. You can still be a world elite, whatever champion, and still be a good business owner, provided you have the right chess pieces, making sure that the business side of things work well. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like trying to find balance, right? You can own the box, but rather get a coach who can coach the members. If you've got the right coaches to coach your members, if you've got the right marketing team, or you can just equip your coaches with those set of skills, marketing, coaching, like lead generation, etc., etc. If you can have that going, then still focus on your training, then sure. But what you cannot do is try be this world-class athlete and try be the best coach and try be the best marketeer in the world and try be a business owner. You cannot. It's impossible, and I see it still happening in the industry, and these guys are still not reaching their full potential because they're not understanding that, whoa, maybe let me outsource a company that can do lead generation for me, that can get people walking in through the door and just coming to do like a trial, right? Let me equip my coaches with the right set of skills to be better at marketing, to be better with social media, to be better with whatever it is that can benefit the gym or the business. You're not seeing that. All you're seeing is, I'm the owner, I'm the coach, I'm going to do all these things, and at the same time, I'm still going to sign up to this comps, and I'm going to try win. It's just like, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's impossible. But if you have the right balance, right? Again, this is where you say ego comes in. If you're able to set your ego aside and be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be a good enough coach. I'm not going to give 100% to my clients. So let me rather get people that I can pay whatever. You can pay them pay your coaches like an hourly rate or whatever, to coach your members. Then you can focus on another side of the business and your own training.
I get where you're coming from, and there's points that I completely agree with you, and I think it's a difficult line to walk. And I agree, like you as a business owner, first and foremost, I mean, you look at any successful business, and I'll use, let's take a Rich Froning of Mayhem, for example. And I think Rich Froning is a great example where he is, and I mean, you've mentioned this in our secret lost episode that will never see the light of day. And Bev's quite happy about that because Bev got grilled. And like you mentioned it, like what Rich Froning does so well is Rich Froning is a good athlete and he is a good workout partner. And if you watch like the Mayhem stuff, and Mayhem puts out fantastic media and they really do market themselves well, really present themselves well. And what he does is he presents himself as this guy who surrounds himself with the right people. He has the right coaches in the right positions working with the athletes to get the best athletes. And the guys who are coaching his elite athletes aren't coaching his everyday classes. He has guys in there that do their everyday classes, and that works absolutely perfectly.
I think it's Darren Hansen.
That's a job. He's got different guys in different positions. I mean, then he's got like obviously he's Froning Farms at the moment. He's got like, if I'm not mistaken, it's his best friend that works with him and stuff. They do that together, and but that guy runs that. Then he's got like Buffalo Brew Coffee, and he's got somebody else who runs that. So I think it's important for people to realize that yes, you can be a phenomenal athlete, and you can be a box owner, and you can be a coach, but at some stage, one has to take a back seat because there's no balance. And I'm a believer, like world champions don't have balance. You look at anyone who's been at the top of their game for a number of years, there's no balance in their lives. And a Michael Jordan, that's it. I mean, if you've ever watched The Last Dance, the documentary about him, like the idea, dude, I watched that. I wanted to be a 7 foot black guy. Like legit, I was like, I don't understand basketball. I think it's the most boring sport in the world. But I was like, I'm getting into this. I'm going to watch the sport. I watched one game and I was like, I'm out. I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't want to be a 7 foot black guy anymore. And like there was one episode where he was talking about like when he was filming Space Jam, and he had like the best guys in the NBA in the movie. He got them into the movie so he could play ball with them, between scenes and after the shooting, so that he could like see where these guys were, so that when he came back he could dominate them. And to me that's absolutely incredible, like that mentality. And I think it's a difficult thing to bring that into a box and stuff like that, because again, your motivations aren't going to be the motivations of 90 to 99% of the people in the box. Most people are coming there, and let's be honest, people want to go in there. CrossFit is, yes, it's health driven, it's also ego driven. I'm telling you now, 100% of the members coming in there, there's a part of the ego is coming into it. They want a PR. They want to be the absolute best athlete they can be. They want to run. They want to lift. They want to do gymnastics. You want to learn a new skill. You want to learn a new skill, yes, because it's going to benefit you and stuff, but it's an ego thing. Oh, I want to do a butterfly pull-up. Where in your life have you ever done a butterfly pull-up in your life because you have to? No, because it's an ego thing, because it looks cool. It looks cool on Instagram. It looks cool when the elite athletes are doing it. It's an ego thing, and I think we are an ego-driven sport. I don't care what anyone says. Guys all want to be able to take their shirts off and look good. The girls all want to run around in sports bras and shorts and look good. At the end of the day, and we want to be phenomenal athletes, and we want to be the best lifter. We want to be the best runner. We want to have the best engine. There's things like that, and I think it is difficult as an elite athlete to sit and go, all right, where does my ego need to take a back seat, and where do my members need to come forward? And if that's the case, and your ego and your need and drive to be the best athlete you can be is going ahead of your members, I don't think there's anything wrong, and I'm in complete agreement with you with them taking a step back, having the right coaches in place, having the right business manager in place, the right people to, and again, the person running your box doesn't necessarily have to actually even be a coach. It can be a business person, a partner to go in with you and things like that. And I think that's such a thin line, especially nowadays, for people to maneuver and to ride that line and figure out what works best for the people paying my bills and what works best for my ego.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more with you there. But yeah, it's just, I've been in this business for a while now. There's a reason why commercial gyms keep succeeding, and they are still in business. There's just certain steps and business decisions that are made that keep the business going. You know, I'm not saying there's no successful box out there. You know, there's lots of successful boxers. You know, I look at the likes of Motley Crue, Pack Life, from the top of my head, Juggernaut, Pure Fitness, Hybrid Factory.
Shout out to Pure Fitness, the money people out there.
Hybrid Factory. Shout out to Hybrid Factory.
I hope everyone at Pure Fitness stole their data for this week's episode.
Okay, there's lots of successful businesses out there that are still going strong, you know. But what I am seeing though is just a lot of de-association with CrossFit, right? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'll tell you, we also Hybrid Factory, right? We changed names, rebranded from CrossFit 152 Biogen to now Hybrid Factory. We just de-associated with CrossFit because, I mean, we still practice CrossFit. We still coach CrossFit. We still follow the methodology. In my opinion, it's the best training and fitness methodology out there, right? But right now, HYROX is the in thing. So we had to rebrand. We had to rebrand and basically, you know, start getting a different type of clientele. You know, we still practice CrossFit, but like the word CrossFit was just not getting us, you know, members. And the fact is, what I've seen is there's very few boxes that are still called CrossFit or that associate with CrossFit, especially like in our area. I know Pure Fitness is never been, right? Yeah, I mean,
hot take. Hybrid athletes and HYROX? Yeah, no, I'm saying hybrid athletes and HYROX is CrossFit. All right. Functional varied movements practiced at high intensity. That's HYROX. That's CrossFit. It's all the same. And CrossFit came first. So all those runners next weekend in their little shorts and caps and guys dressing like their girlfriends at HYROX. I can't say anything. I will be at HYROX. I'm doing my first HYROX. I'm taking Ruan for a run. Watch this space. But no, I agree with you. And again, it's such a sad thing to see as everyone de-affiliating and moving away from the name CrossFit. I think CrossFit has left such a bad taste in people's mouths. The name CrossFit, not the methodology. I'm in complete agreement with you. I think it is the best training methodology out there. Yeah. Like a stupid example, I remember leaving rugby or coming to the end of playing rugby and stuff. I mentioned to the guys like, no, I'm doing CrossFit now, and the amount of guys that turned around and said to me like, dude, you're going to lose all your gains, you're going to lose weight, you're going to become skinny, and I'm like, yeah, 100%. I'm like, and then I see them, I'm like, guys, I'm stronger than I've ever been, I'm bigger than I've ever been, I weigh more. I'm fitter than I've ever been. I can run quicker, I can run further, I can do more. That's it, I can do more. But even like going back and playing rugby as I am now, like dude, I can go up against a much bigger guy and physically dominate him because I can take it. And and I'll contribute that 100% to CrossFit and doing CrossFit, following the methodology and the ideas behind it. And again, I think CrossFit has just done such a bad service to everyone for them to de-affiliate. We had obviously the issues back in the day with Greg Glassman and his controversial tweets and everyone dropping out at that certain point there. And I think a lot of people de-affiliate with that. But I think people also woke up, especially in Africa, and realized like, as Africa, what do we actually get? Yeah. What do we actually receive? That
was our main thing as well.
Yeah, you get a name. You get to attach a name. There's some emails you get. But like, back in the day, like I remember if you marketed yourself as CrossFit, people were in the door because they wanted to do CrossFit. Nowadays, you can market yourself as a hybrid sort of gym or a functional fitness gym or a gym that does HYROX and a little bit of CrossFit and functional fitness, and you can market yourself completely different. And it's just, I think we're in such an interesting space at the moment. Yeah. And again, I do believe it's down to the gym owners, the box owners, the athletes to really bring people back into the space, to make people fall in love with the space, with the methodology, with the ideas behind it. Like, I was watching something recently on YouTube, the Buttery Bros, and they used to put out such good content. And now, like, I feel like they try to move into this whole like, hybrid athletes and they've completely lost touch with, who they were dude, I can watch like maybe 2-3 minutes of our buddy bros, and I'm like, I'm over this. It's the exact same thing every week. They've got people I've never heard of, people I have no interest in, but then like I watch a video, like they'll have like a Brooke, they've released something for the WFP with Brooke Wells and Sydney Wells, and I watch the whole thing because I'm like, those are athletes in my space that I recognize, you know. And again, it's what are people doing to get people into the space, to make people fall in love with it again and really want to practice the methodology? You don't have to call it CrossFit. I don't give a shit what you want to call it, you know. And again, like I'm a believer, HYROX is CrossFit because it's movements that CrossFit popularized with extra running, and CrossFit has moved towards running. And like even a thing, and I was actually chatting to someone that was competing at Elfit this weekend, and I said like it also feels, and I was even chatting to Ricky, my coach, it feels like every comp now has to have a HYROX workout. There has to be a run and a ski and a row, and no, that's 100%. Yeah, and like even Elfit this weekend, dude, the running, skiing, rowing workout. If you read it and you look at it and you add those numbers together, it works out. It becomes that's a HYROX thing. And I really think people are trying to like weigh that up and measure it, and they're trying to ride on the popularity of HYROX at the moment. I don't think HYROX is popular enough to ride it out. I honestly, my personal opinion, hot take, I don't think HYROX is going to last and be as strong as CrossFit was, and I think CrossFit has a far better opportunity to come back to make it work for them again. Good luck editing that out. All right, that's great. She was pretty, don't worry. We're gonna I wasn't looking. I think CrossFit has a better opportunity, or a better following, to be able to come back to where they used to be. I don't know, like my general consensus with chatting to people is HYROX, I don't know, is it going to be around that long?
I'll tell you this, I think it's going to be around for the next 3 years, right? And I think right now is a time for all the other competitions in the CrossFit space to take notes, right? I don't think they will, but it's fine. They'll still, this is my prediction, right? They will fail if they do not take note now. I'll give you an example. So I've always suggested all these CrossFit comps last one day, right? Cool. Can they handle it? I think they can. They can argue with me and tell me, yeah, I've never ran a comp. Babe, who am I? Yeah. I don't know what goes into running a comp, but I know business. I know business, right? This weekend, we just saw Tough Nuts. Lots of males there. Lots of teams. Yeah, sausage body. Absolutely. Lots of males. Ran every 30 minutes. Guys did 4 workouts one day only. Yeah. Right? Simple, stupid workouts. HYROX, very good, very smart. They can accommodate hundreds, thousands of people one day, one workout. Heats are going every 20 minutes, bro. More money. Again, all the CrossFit competitions, I think now's the time to adapt and look at how you can, 1, save costs, 2, think of the athlete, think of the individual you're catering to, think of their schedule, right? I'd rather prefer doing 5 workouts, and I've done it before. Conan does this all the time. Conan runs great comps. Anyways, Conan does this all the time, right? 4 or 5 workouts one day. You basically only getting at most 1 hour rest. Then next workout. Yeah.
If I say, and I completely agree with you. Actually, like I'm going to use Wadwalls for example. What Stretch and Nats are doing down there. The last time I was down there, dude, we worked out. We did 21. You essentially do 21 workouts in a weekend. You do the beginner, you do the intermediate, you do the RX version. Yeah. It's 21 workouts in a weekend. And dude, Rebel, Renegade Games, I think it was 30. I might be wrong. I mean, I was there. It all became a blur after that running workout. I thought it was like 11 to 13 workouts, something like that. I'll go double check that. So correct me. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. So my thing is, again, right, so look at what HYROX is doing, and we need to look at what they're doing right and adapt that into our business and our community? How can we better that? Because HYROX is saving people time, right? 1 hour. Your workout's literally 1 hour at most if you fit, you know. They're able to accommodate lots of people, so they're able, yeah, but they're able to get, what I'm saying is it's business. They're able to accommodate more people, they're able to get more people to sign up, and they're able to make more money, right? Now, CrossFit competitions going forward, you're still going to do 2 days or 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one workout on a Friday, and it's the same machines, it's the same workouts. Sorry, it's the same like workouts. You're not saving people time. You're not do you understand me? It just makes more sense now for me to do HYROX. You know, it's not going to take my whole weekend away. Yeah. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to do a CrossFit comp because it's your whole weekend. So again, going forward, I think yes, HYROX is not going to be here for like I think this is the peak of HYROX, right? But I still think HYROX will still be there because they do a lot of things well. But I do think right now the CrossFit community or the competition organizers or whatnot should start thinking, okay, cool, how do we better our competitions? How do we maximize? How do we get more people? Because right now you want the same type of people that do HYROX, right? Yeah, but right now you want more people. The fact is you just want more people to sign up. You want more people to be active and just sign up and take part during the weekend. So yeah, lots of things yeah.
Because our podcast is real. We can't afford a studio. We're poor as hell. Please sponsor us. Give us money. Please.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, back to my point. You see what I'm saying? And again, going back to what I heard from Warren and Tomo's Instagram live, Squad Games is doing great things. Pretoria Throwdown is doing great things. But guys, like at some point we need, like something's got to change. Do you know what I mean? Like we need, something's got to change. You know, well, what are we expecting next year? You know, are we expecting another team or two? I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like what sort of workouts? What's new? Do you know what I mean? Like there's lots of things that I see that those CrossFit competitions are not adapting to what the fitness culture or what the community or where society is going, are not adapting. And trust me now, there's not going to be lots of entries for these comps. Yes, you can shit on me and tell me what do I know. I know nothing. But everything I've said about the CrossFit community or whatnot has come to fruition. You know, this is what I predict. Like from a business perspective, I don't know if these guys can keep doing what they're doing. It's just...
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand the idea of like, guys have to adapt. It's adapt or die. And the thing is, and you're going to have new comps coming up. Guys have got better ideas, different ideas, and they're going to start executing these ideas, and it's going to be something different. And I think you need to, if you're organizing a comp, you need to look and go, okay, who is our comp catering for? Are we catering more towards beginners? Are we catering for the intermediate crowd? Are we catering for our elites? Are we trying to cater for the whole lot? How do we fit all of that in and promote our competition accordingly? Like, I'll use Wad Wars again as a good example. I mean, I've sat with Stretch and spoken to him about it. And an amazing thing he says is that their comp is not made for the elites. It's not made for the RX guys. It's made for that person who's maybe doing their second, third, even maybe their first comp, and they're getting into it. And they get the opportunity to do the same workout as a Ruan or whoever's down there. They get to do a workout with me, lucky person. But like they get the same exposure and they get that same stimulus that I would get, for example. Yes. And then it's a case of, okay, then they get to move on to intermediate, and they might never do an intermediate comp, or they haven't done an intermediate, but now they get to do a workout at an intermediate level and really feel that out. Yeah. And then you never know, and then next second they're in the RX and they're doing the RX workout, and now suddenly it's a PB opportunity for them, or it's something completely different. I think that's really what WOD Wars really does really well, is that's their unique thing, is everyone gets this opportunity to do the exact same thing. Dude, and I'll be honest, like WOD Wars, there was times where I'd go, like, you do a workout, I haven't done a jumping pull-up. I started CrossFit, like I said, like in episode 1, I went straight from like strict pull-ups, watched a couple of YouTube videos, practiced, and went straight to like butterflies, you know? Yeah. And I get to like WOD Wars and suddenly it's jumping pull-ups, and I'm like, how do I do that? I'm like in the warm-up area, and I've got like some Tani over there who's like doing her second comp, and she's like, okay, try this, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy, you know? Like there was that old video. It was like there was that old video of like the guys doing a skipping thing at Mayhem, and Rich Froning can't do singles because he's so used to doing doubles, you know, sort of thing.
Same, I can't do singles.
Yeah. Can't do a lot of things, Bev. But like what I'm trying to say is, like, I think it's important, like what you mentioned, is the guys need to go back and look at who is their comp for, and what is the identity of their competition. What is unique about their competition? And to ensure they don't blur the lines. Like that's why I think like comps like a squad game stands out, because they know what their identity is. You know, a comp like Pretoria Throwdown knows what its identity is. And there are comps out there that unfortunately I do believe have lost their identity. I think there's a lot of comps out there that have burnt bridges with a lot of people, that have upset a lot of people. Yeah, 100%. Last man standing. I think what it used to be, it was the premier comp. I remember like going to a last man standing, you were hyped for it. And then I think it burnt a lot of bridges with a lot of people. I think a lot of people got butthurt by it because of the way people at LMS behaved with certain people in terms of like refunds and rescheduling, and there was supposed to, at one stage there was going to be a comp in, I think it was going to be like Joburg, Pretoria, Durban, Cape Town, all over, and then none of that came to fruition, you know. And I think a lot of people got bad taste in their mouth about it, and you kind of lose your identity with it. And I think, and I'll speak about LMS, I think they've taken a few steps back to take a few steps forward, and I think they still have the opportunity to grow and be one of those premier competitions again. But I mean, just being there on the weekend, I mean, you competed there, it didn't come across as a premier competition anymore. It came across as weekend warriors. Yes, there were some fantastic athletes there. I'm taking that away from the athletes at all, but it struck me more as like a weekend sort of thing. Go to Loftus, have a jaw, you know, do a couple of workouts, cool, go home, thank you very much, sort of thing. Yeah. And I think it's very important for you to go, this is what our identity is. Yeah. Don't overcomplicate your workouts. Make your workouts simple. Make them effective. You know, and make it, and we mentioned this again in the last episode, is make them entertaining to watch. Yeah. If my friend's out there and it's pull-ups and it's snatches and I've got to move the bar every so often, whatever, I can see and I can watch my friend moving the bar. Visually, I know what's going on. I can cheer, I can support. But then we get these comps where it becomes so complicated. There's like 10 different things in their lane, and they're moving up and down, or they're doing just a thing where they're sitting on a bike and a rower. You know, make it entertaining, make it different like that, and really figure out your identity in the space. Promote your identity, and I promise you now, you're going to find the right people are going to be attracted to your identity and what you stand for as a comp.
What comp are you most what competition are you most looking forward to next year, besides Rebel, of course?
Oof. Okay, I'm going to be honest, for Chile this year, actually, I'm so keen to go down to Cape Town. No, I know you said next year. I'll go for Chile next year. Next year.
What are you doing for Chile?
I'm doing for Chile with Hubert and Davy. Yeah. A Cape Town guy. He was at Rebel this year. I think he went team. Yeah. But no, two Cape Town boys, really looking forward to that. So, yeah, shout out to my little underdog team. Don't worry, we got it, boys. We got it. Comps I'm looking forward to next year. I always enjoy squad games. I always think it's a really good weekend away. I won't lie to you. I am going to qualify and go compete at Elfit next year. I think that's an experience. I've made the decision, you know, like this week going into it and stuff like that. Like, again, I've got a full-time job. My job kind of interfered with going the last 2 years, and I've kind of made it clear to them that I will be going to Elfit. And I don't know, I'm not the kind of person that looks forward to like comps and goes, okay, I really want to do this one. I just kind of go like, okay, here's a comp coming up, here's a comp coming up. Like, I'll just sign up as I go along. But yeah, squad game's always a good one to do. Pretoria is looking really cool, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I think I think my two big ones are going to be, obviously, like I said, Rebel, and I'm going to Elfit next year. Yeah, I'm going to take out all the Russians, and there's some skinny South African oak that keeps standing on top of the podium. I'm coming for him too. He knows who he is.
Oh man, I don't know. Ruan's a bit, I don't know. Ruan's just, he's I don't know. He's too good now. He's just too good. I don't see anyone in this. In all honesty, I do not see anyone. No disrespect to everyone. again, I'm sure everyone's working hard, training hard, but not like Ruan. I'm sorry. He's just. I don't know. Next year, I'm planning on doing the comrades.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
Okay. Yeah. Next year, I'm planning on doing the comrades, and I know it's. I don't know what got into me, but. Like I said, I've always loved running. I did cross country in primary school, high school. I've always loved running, fighting. I've always getting ready for a fight. You need to run. So that's just how the passion for running came. So I want to do the comrades, and I really want to try qualify for Rebel.
Okay.
It's a big goal for me. I think this year. I was this close, then I just got demotivated for some weird reason, because I was like, I'm not going to make top 30. Was it top 30 or top 20? Then they increased it.
Top 20.
Yeah, so it was top 20. Yeah, top 20. Then they increased it or something like that. And I was like, oh, what the... You know what I mean? But next year, that's my goal. And I start training for CrossFit next month, which is December, so the whole of December. Yeah, I'm gonna start training hard, start picking up weight as well, nutrition. There's so many things I've learned in terms of fitness throughout this journey training for HYROX. Jason has helped a lot in terms of information on nutrition and just a whole bunch of things. Jason Friedman. Shout out to Jason Friedman from Hybrid Factory. Yeah, Jason Friedman. He's just been, the guy is just, he's insane. So, I really want to qualify for Rebel. Despite all the other foreigners coming through and whatnot, I'm still going to pay. Fuck. I'm still going to pay. I'm still going to qualify, try my best, I'm up for the challenge. That's basically, I think, the first quarter of next year in terms of competing. That's my goal. The Open, sure. It's the Open. I know I'll go through, but the big one for me is just to qualify for Rebel and compete with some of the best athletes on the continent. I think that's what drives me. That's what's driving me. Right?
I don't have an ego.
Oh man, look, if there ever is a 100 max anything, I just pray and hope it's a snatch, because I cannot clean anything over 140. I've never clean and jerked anything over 140. But snatch, I know not a lot of people work on their snatches, So, I don't know. I think it's also, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the workout will be, but I really want to qualify for that. That's my main goal going into next year. And another thing, in terms of the podcast going forward, in terms of guests and whatnot, we are going to try get more guests on the podcast. This is quite challenging because I have to ask him when you're available, and we have to ask whoever we want if they're available, and find a date, location, and we're still very poor right now. Everything is self-funded. We're still trying to find a stable place where we can shoot and mics. We need mics. So
we have mics.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, there's a lot of topics we want to cover, but obviously we want to get the right guests onto the show. Guys that know what they're talking about. I don't know everything. I don't know, I'm not an expert on anything, right? So we want to get people's opinions on certain topics that they're more experienced and more qualified in talking about. For example, nutrition. I'm the worst in nutrition. I know nothing about nutrition.
I love the way we asked about what comps we want to do, and suddenly Bev's talking about his snatching and the podcast and stuff like that, because yeah, it's all Bev can do actually. So I hope Renegade Games, if you're listening, clean and jerks at 141. No. Just so Bev's out of the workout. I think that'll be great. Okay, I've got something actually while we were talking there. Something just popped into my head. Something a little bit more fun. What are, and I can speak about this for ages because God knows I'm very opinionated.
Sure.
What are your biggest pet peeves, your irks, the things that drive you absolutely crazy at the gym? Like a member does this, someone does this at the gym, and you could absolutely lose it with them. You're in a workout or you coaching, and someone just does this, and you're just like, you don't deserve to come back here.
Okay, interrupting me. Like when I'm presenting the workout, when I'm explaining the workout, and I'm not even halfway done, and someone's asking me, "What about this?" I'm just like, I'm not there yet. Relax. I'm getting there. I can't stand that. That annoys the out of me. I can't stand people that are interrupting when I'm presenting the workout, because every time I'm presenting a workout and I'm coaching, I'm nervous AF because I'm an introvert and I hate standing in front of people and all these eyeballs looking at me. It's just, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. So I just want to get explain the workout as quickly as I can, then start coaching and interacting with individuals in the class, because that 1 minute I'm in front of the class, so when someone just starts interrupting me, that means I have to stand up there way longer than I'm supposed to. You just, yourself?
This one's simple. Rep shavers. You people know who you are. You see Bev's touching me because Bev's probably a rep shaver. All right? No, I'm joking. You know who you are. Do all your damn reps. All right? Why are you skipping 1 or 2 reps? Why are you skipping 1 or 2? Okay? You are not getting better. I cannot do rep shavers. Dude, when you're in a workout, and I've had this before, where you are like, I'm going to drop the hammer, I'm going unbroken, I'm going to absolutely send this thing. And then this dude who you know shouldn't be there.
Especially with double handed.
Dude, I'll give you a stupid example. Dude, we're doing a workout not too long ago. I jump into a class, and the workout is like 50, 100, 150 double, something like that. Dude, I'm going, and I know a 150 I can do, and I'm going. And there's this guy, and I know him, and I'm watching him the whole time, and he's going kind of with me. And I get to 100, and I put my rope down, and he puts his rope down immediately. I'm like, my guy, I saw you trip 3-4 times. Yeah. I went unbroken. How are you still here? Then you go and you do the next movement, pull-ups or whatever it is, and I come back and the guy's already back at the bar, and I'm like, how did you get here? Dude, that to me, rep shavers, you are not getting better. That is literally you are feeding your damn ego. Yeah. You are 100%, because you feel good that you have beaten everyone in the class. You haven't beaten anyone, dude. You have not done a damn thing if you are shaving your reps. First thing. Second thing, don't drop dumbbells. Dude, freaks me out. Dropping dumbbells, or you drop a barbell with 2 thin little 5s on, that thing skips across the floor and breaks. Yeah. And oh no, dude, you know what? I got no issue if there's 10 kgs on and more. Drop the barbell. I always tell people it's a safe thing. But dude, people just dropping dumbbells, people just dropping bars, that thing skips across the floor. It takes out the next person next to you's ankles. Don't be that person. Don't drop things. Put it out neatly, because also, yes, you might pay for your membership. You're not paying for that dumbbell, dude. You're not paying for those plates that are going to break, that bar that's going to break. So those two irk me. Even when I'm coaching, I see someone do a snatch, and then from the top, and then just that thing and absolutely yeet that thing. They launch that thing, and it drops. And I'm like down my spine. See, I'm the opposite. I'm an extrovert. I can stand in front of a class. I'll speak for an hour.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I'll talk. But for me, I'm just don't be that person to me. Don't shave your reps. Don't drop the stuff. Have respect, because also someone else is coming into the class after you, and they've got to use the same equipment. But now you've been the asshole who's been dropping the bar with the 5 kgs on. You've bent the plate. You've broken the plate. You've broken the dumbbell. Just have respect and consider the next person. And consider the guys who own the gym, who have to pay for the equipment, who have to upkeep the equipment and stuff like that. And I've seen it before, people bitch and moan, oh, this doesn't work and that. And I've done the same where I get on a rower and it just doesn't want to turn on. I'm losing my temper because I want to hit the workout. But I know the way I treat the rower, I'll put it back in the handle, I'll still latch it back, I'll make sure the dampers. Dude, actually, I told you I can speak about this. When I get on the rower in a damn class and some clown before me has put that thing on a 10, And I'm like, why are you rowing on a 10? Why are you at a 10? You're not getting better. You're doing yourself a disservice. I know you want to lose weight and you want to look good naked, but you rowing on a 10 is getting you absolutely nowhere. No, actually, I'll call it out. It is that pure fitness because that's where I train. And I'm just like, and I get on there and I'm like, which clown decided to put this thing on a damn 10? You are not helping yourself at all. So yeah, those are my 3. Don't put the damp on 10, all right? Go do your research, go watch YouTube videos. You're not helping yourself. Stop dropping your damn light weights and throwing dumbbells around. And stop fucking miscounting your reps. Do all your damn reps, do the work, put in the effort, and I guarantee you, those 2-3 reps, if you think of it like if you shave 2 reps off every workout in a week, let's say there's 3 movements, that's 6 reps. A round, you're doing multiple rounds over a week, it compounds, and you are not getting yourself better than the guy next to you. Like, I'll be honest, there's times where you're doing double and the ball says 200 double and you're on 170, you're like, oh dude, I could just cut the last 30. But then I sit there and I go like, this is not getting me any better. This is not going to get me better because the guy next to me is doing 30 and tomorrow he's going to do 30 and the day after and he's just going to get better. So yeah, those are my gripes.
I've never been the one. Yeah, I've actually never rep shaved, but I've noticed a few people do that shit at the box and just, I don't know.
Your coaches know. We know. We can see it. All right, none of your coaches are dumb. Don't shave your fucking reps.
I know. I absolutely hate that. But again, oh wow, there's people shooting and filming. In case you're wondering, we're at this beautiful place here called Saint Germain. Saint Germain. This is a nice, cute little. Is there a coffee shop? Nice little coffee shop that I've been coming to for the past 3-4 years, if I'm not mistaken. I love this place. It's very nice. It's very chilled. Again, you might ask yourself, why do we keep moving? Okay. Why do we keep moving?
I think the whole idea of the moving is, for personally, I like it. I think it's a cool experience going to these different places, seeing different places like that. It gives us something a little bit different. I think a lot of podcasts, it's cool. They have their studios and things like that, but it gets us out into the world. Like, we have people sitting and watching us while we record. And last week, before our special secret cancelled episode, some guy came up to me afterwards and asked me questions. Some people ask questions. People want to know what's going on. And it gets the word out there. I think it's cool. It's always cool. It's like a surprise. Like, ooh, surprise, we're here now. Yeah. Next week, Bev's mom's house. Gonna be fun.
No, we're not going to my mom's house. But on that, just in closing, I'd like to say I'd like to see this podcast grow and get more guests. So please, guys, just drop us any names in the comment section of anyone you'd like to see on the podcast. We'll get hold of them and bring them onto the show. Again, this is for everyone and anyone. If you do come on here, just be prepared to
ask us questions.
We'll ask you questions. We'll ask all the hard questions. And just be prepared to answer. Truthfully. Yeah.
Count your damn reps. All right. I agree with Bev. The feedback I've had and stuff like that, what people are coming and speaking to me about has absolutely been phenomenal. And we can't do it without everybody else around us, the people in our communities, the people dropping comments on the YouTube videos, the people dropping us messages and talking to us and stuff like that. So we appreciate you guys and just, keep it up. Again, if you guys have people you want to see on the box, someone you're athlete you're really interested in, or someone at your box who really is a phenomenal athlete or really up and coming or just does something really special for you, let us know. Let us organize something. Let's get them onto the podcast. And we are still beginners at this. We're not even intermediate yet. So, week on week, it's going to change. We're trying to organize, quality mics. We're going to try and find a space for us, for the people, for people it's accessible and stuff like that. So, any suggestions, any help from your guys' side? I mean, guys, just dropping a like on the YouTube video, just subscribing, finding out when the next video is, even reposting on Instagram, and you see us drop our stories, drop a video, drop a comment, drop a like. Just that engagement, that feedback really helps us out so much more than you guys can, imagine. And count your reps. I'm not even fucking joking. Count your fucking reps.
Okay, that's it from me, guys. See you guys next week.